and in this tutorial we are going to take a look at how we can use good studio habits in the Collage Center to create a surrealistic collage that shows a sense of size, placement, and overlapping. We're trying to create space. So one thing that we want to do first is we're going to choose a base. It could be a colored piece of paper, it could be a white piece of paper, it could be a patterned piece of paper, but you want a base to be able to glue things to eventually. Your next step will be to cut and or tear your shapes out. Now, I'm going to add one step in here because we are trying to show space and we want to be able to show some foreground, middle ground, and background. You can start with either a drawing of your own that has a clear foreground, middle ground, background, or you can find the largest image that you can find from a magazine. This was almost a whole page spread. I did cut off some writing and make sure that my edge was nice and straight over here. But I liked this one, had a nice clear foreground down here with these, the middle ground back here with the ocean and this cliff here, and then the little bit of mountain back here and the sky. So I've got a nice clear set of spaces to glue my objects. Then I went searching for stuff. And what I want you to do is make sure that you are searching for more than you even think you need. So like I found this great picture here that had a whole bunch of sage grouse on it. These really cool, super enlarged plants that I thought had some great detail and would make great foreground objects possibly. I also found a variety of other pages that had different size of objects in them, just pictures that I liked that I might want to cut out. I had one little bicycling dude that I thought would be fun, that it would look like he was being chased by a prairie chicken. So any kind of things that you think might be funny, might be inspiring, could be used and put together. And so here's what I ended up with. I already have these shapes pre-cut out, so it took some time, but I cut out one of those plants. I did cut out one of the sage grouse. I have one teeny tiny little cartwheeler, and I have a skateboarder. Now, my skateboarder is not completely cut out yet, and that is for a reason. I wanted to show you some tricks for if you get one of these images that has some negative space in the center of it, we want to remember how to cut those out. And we also want to double check and make sure, see how I didn't cut in between the fingers. I just wanted to show you real quick how you can really carefully cut things out so that you don't see the extra page. You just get the image that you want, and then you get to create a whole new space for it. Now, these fingers can be really tricky to cut out. I don't want to chop them off. And the same thing with the sage grouse's tail. So what I did is I kind of cut a little halo around it, like I did here with my fingers. And then I can go in and I can very carefully with the tip of my scissors cut the fingers out. All right. Now, for this negative space, these can be kind of tricky to get to. I don't want to chop off part of her leg or her skateboard, so I'm going to use the pinch and snip like this, so I can get my scissors in there, and then I'm going to carefully cut that out. And there I have my awesome skateboarder. Now, before I start showing you our next step, I wanted to talk just for a second about if you can't find something that is specific to yours that you really want to make, you can make it on a smaller sheet of paper and then cut it out and add it to the collage yourself. Remember, there are no rules about collage, so you can always make your own stuff and add it in, combining it with the photographs that you find. So our next step, number 3, is going to be to arrange and rearrange, making sure that some of your shapes are overlapping. We want to show that overlapping because that helps us create space. So I could start with this maybe over here on this side of things. And maybe she is skateboarding on a giant plant. Maybe my prairie chicken or my sage grouse is overlapping inside, like it's coming out of there, and then I could have my little cartwheeler, because of its size, could be cartwheeling around on the cliff back there. That one's not bad, but maybe I want to rearrange these around some more. That's got a nice sense of space like that. So I can try a few more compositions. And then when I have what I want, then I am ready for step number 4, attaching the shapes using a glue stick, glue bottle, whatever you need to get it done and get it on there nicely so it all sticks down. And then when you're all done, you can use step number 5, which is if you want to add some paint, like maybe I wanted to add a border or I wanted to paint a bird in my sky up here, I could transform and add in some of my own drawings and paintings on top of what is already there. Have fun creating and searching and finding really cool, fun stuff to make your surrealistic collage.